Elon Musk is en route to carrying out a hostile takeover of the largest competitor in the automotive sector. Elon sees an opportunity to buy out his rival since GM is in danger. What is the cause of the hostile takeover, and why is GM in danger? Join us as we discuss GM's troubled past and why Tesla will be unstoppable in the years to come. GM with disaster. Whether GM is experiencing a disaster or not, no one is able to remark on it. But a number of sources have made it known that it intends to close its factories. There is no doubting that Tesla has always worked to improve and sustain the quality of life for people. The corporation has made every effort to break the ceiling for this. Yet this is a major matter. One of the largest automakers, which are always competing with one another and feeling the need to transform the world, is going to be taken over by Tesla. And grave dangers. GM, the industry leader, chooses one such. GM wants to change the world with electric and autonomous automobiles. It envisions a world with only EVs and SUVs. In other words, everyone will be able to afford and use EVs. Yet making such a thing a reality is easier said than done. A wealth is required. They declared the end of Chevy Volts in order to treble the company's investment. They intended to close a handful of the firms and fire thousands of workers using the net. GM has made it obvious that it intends to place more of an emphasis on trucks, SUVs, and crossovers than on ordinary sedans. They have publicly acknowledged that they aim to concentrate on battery electric architecture, which is the direction of the auto industry. By the start of the next decade, GM intends to focus its investment in new vehicles on its next-generation battery electric concepts. As the corporation streamlines its current vehicle portfolio, it is expected that 5 vehicle designs would account for more than 75% of GM's global sales volume. According to CEO Mary Barra, the business will double its spending in autonomous driving and electric vehicles as it simplifies its current vehicle lineup. The company unveiled several new electric vehicles last year, including 5 crossovers, 2 minivans, 7 SUVs, and more. The enormous adjustment will cost GM in the following few years due to criticism. The business has announced the closure of 3 assembly sites and 2 powertrains in order to carry out this ambition. That indicates that they will let about 1,500 individuals go. All of these factories' well-known vehicles, including the Cadillac C6, Buick LaCrosse, and Cruze, will be terminated when production of them ceases in 2023. GM encounters numerous opposition. Legislators, labor organizations, and locals who depend on the factories for employment have all voiced their displeasure and alarm about this decision since it was announced. They expressed their anger at GM's decision to close operations in several nations and eliminate a sizable number of employees. According to others, GM's decision is crucial for the company's sustainability as it battles altering consumer tastes and cutting-edge technology. Some, however, consider it to be insensitive. Initiative by the business. Musk is already well known for his sympathetic demeanor and philanthropic outlook. He had to move as a result in this situation. After all, while global inflation is already at an all-time high, many jobs are being lost. GM's method of planning for the future is admirable, but the company's current course of action is quite ambiguous. The closing of this plant is the ideal chance for Tesla to broaden its business. Now that GM has declared plans to close the factories, Tesla steps in to save the day. Elon Musk took charge and altered the rules. In an interview, he voiced his opinions by suggesting that he would think about purchasing one of the manufacturers in Ohio. But in a subsequent interview, he was forced to clarify that he would unquestionably take over this facility. If GM decides to sell the plant, Tesla will express interest. If not, it will buy it. The plant will actually run out of when this plan is implemented the following year. Automobile distribution. Nonetheless, the news did not seem to surprise anyone. Tesla has already chosen to assume control of the facility. The plants had been taken over by Tesla in prior years as well. It bought a new Me in 2010. It was based in California and owned by GM and Toyota. Tesla later purchased it for $42 million right after it was closed. After the takeover, Tesla expanded its personnel and after 8 years, the plant's outlook was entirely altered. The corporation boosted the manufacture of electric vehicles at a rate of 300,000 units annually while employing a lot more personnel than the previous plant. The decision by Tesla to take over the existing plant rather than building a new one from the ground up worked out very well, saving the business money and time, while also gaining the trust of its customers and increasing employment. However, Tesla already has plans to replace the current factories with new ones in China, Europe, and North America. For the corporation, factories will be a much simpler strategy. Relations between Tesla and GM are not as cordial as you might imagine. Tesla versus GM. General Motors chose to stop using Twitter for advertising after Elon Musk bought the social media platform. Even on CNBC, the company released its final statement as Twitter announced the updated terms and conditions. The automaker GM claimed it suspended advertising, although still using the platform. GM stated it would forego investing in advertising in order to communicate with customers. To find out more about the plans for the service under the new administration, we are in contact with Twitter. For the time being, we have stopped running sponsored advertisements. We'll continue to use Twitter for customer care encounters as is customary when a significant change in a media platform takes place, the company said in an email. One of the first businesses to declare investing billions of dollars to compete with Tesla in the production of EVs is GM. The problem? I had to continue. Another company protested Twitter's terms and conditions just as Musk prepared to take over the GM factories. Ford Motors has discontinued running advertisements on Twitter, according to one of its spokespersons, due to having to accept the private agreement. They won't be continuing the current deals either. There is more going on between the two businesses than just their Twitter relationship. Since Joe Biden named GM the largest automaker in the nation, the two had been at odds constantly. Two new Tesla facilities, one in Austin, Texas, and the other in Berlin, Germany, were just inaugurated in 2022. Musk also stated that when the factory opened, the company would deliver more than 1.5 automobiles. Fans have never understood why Biden gave GM the accolades that rightfully deserved to Tesla in light of all of this. In the US, Elon Musk's business holds more than 60% of the market. Yet, GM's CEO stated in an interview that her business, by 2025, might likely outsell Tesla in terms of EV sales. Tesla sold around 353,400,171 cars to U.S. drivers in 2021, which is 14 times more than Chevrolet, GM's most well-known vehicle. Contrary to what Biden and other competitors assume, it demonstrates that Tesla is still far ahead of the pack. These and other arguments demonstrate that GM and Tesla will always be competitors. You constantly see an opening to overtake the competition as a weakness. Will Tesla buy the GM manufacturing plants? Musk and GM have been at odds for a while now because of the present problems. Therefore, there is a good likelihood that Musk will purchase the plants purely for argument's sake. Musk loves to surprise us, if there is one thing about him, but it's certain that Elon Musk will offer compelling arguments to back his position even if he takes control of the plans. Elon Musk made everything clear in his interview with Leslie Stahl. He declared his support for the idea. From the competitor GM, he declared that, notwithstanding their disagreements, he would always be in favor of increasing investments in electric vehicles. After all, Tesla existed for no other reason. Musk claimed he has always wished to expedite the advancement of electric cars and other green modes of transportation. He had always been adamant about defending mankind at all costs. We are certain that Musk has some personal benefits by taking over the manufacturing in the first place. In addition to his worries for humanity, he can begin early EV manufacture. Comment below with your thoughts on whether you believe Elon Musk will be able to successfully take over the GM factory. Yes or no? Don't forget to subscribe and turn on all of your notifications if you liked this video. Click the video on the screen right now if you'd want to watch some more entertaining ones.